Foundup House is a global network of sustainable houses that are being launched under the Airbnb umbrella. Now, we're independent of Airbnb and we have no connection with Airbnb, but ultimately we're using the network of Airbnb to build our own. When you have a Foundup House experience, it's like none you've ever had. And I invite you to come and try our first Foundup House in Silicon Valley. So if you're traveling to Silicon Valley, if you're looking to launch your startup, come and check out and stay at Foundup's House. What is a Foundup House? Well, it's a place where entrepreneurs and startup guys and Foundupters meet together and launch their ideas. Foundup specifically is focused on solving problems. If we solve enough localized small problems, we can impact our planet in a significant way. The problem is with the startup is not geared that way. A startup is geared to tackle specific kinds of problems to have a maximized profit return. That's a problem because less than 1% of these actually succeed. We need a new business model, well, it's called Foundups, that focuses on solving problems. We don't care what kind of problem it is, and we want to empower people to solve them. And Foundup houses are places where people come together. There's going to be a TV show centered around it. There's a lot of exciting stuff. And ultimately, by solving these problems collectively, we can make a difference. That's the difference between startups and Foundups. Now, here's the big difference too. We're like a global co-op. So everyone who becomes a stakeholder of Foundups Corp, and you become a stakeholder by going to foundups.com and click join for as little as $1 a month, you're actually getting shares gifted by me to you. Now, these shares don't actually get transferred until we do our IPO. And I could go into reasons for that, but the big reason is the SEC, which has a lot of paperwork requirements and filings and everything else required for every transaction. Now, I'm trying to give away 10 million of my shares to you. That's right, 10 million of my shares ultimately to investors, or what I call stakeholders. We don't have investors, we have stakeholders, because the planet ultimately doesn't have investors, it has stakeholders. And we need a business model that focuses on empowering people to become change makers. And that's what Foundups is all about. I invite you to Skype me. I invite you to read my upcoming book where we talk a little bit about Foundups and ultimately my Animal Planet experience. And I invite you to come and spend some time in Silicon Valley with me at Foundups House. My name is Michael Trout, trying to save the planet together with a new decentralized, selfless business model called Foundups.